Hello, my lovelies. Virgo, welcome to your season. So we're going to keep these messages kind of short and to the point. I feel like a lot of times the messages just kind of get, lost in the sauce. So we're going to pull some music for you. I want to see what songs are significant for your season. Happy birthday to all the Virgos out there that watch my channel. And let's get into your message. So it's going to be tarot and some music for your message. I feel like there's this melancholy energy that I'm picking up for you guys. So we're going to see if we can figure out what's causing that. But I want to see what songs are significant. We have Your Man, Remind Me, and Just Like a Pill. A couple more that flipped over. Let's see what these are. Cold Heart, All My Life, That's My Kind of Night, Better Together, Mama's Broken Heart, So Glad You Exist, A Woman Like You, Too Good at Goodbyes, Hurt, and Time After Time. Okay, I see why I picked up the melancholy. So let me adjust these here and then I will show you. So I get the sense that you're like in separation from somebody. Maybe there's been an ending or a breakup somewhere. But I think that there's a lot of hurt feelings between you and another person. So there could have been some sort of breakup. Maybe it happened during the retrogrades that we were experiencing. I feel like lots of memories are either resurfacing or they could during your season. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just trying to deliver your message. So there could be some reminders about this person. Spirit's advising that if you have a lot of feelings bubbling to the surface, that you sit with those, you honor those, good or bad, and you choose to release the negative energy, right? Remember that sometimes people are in our life for a lesson, okay? They're not always meant to be with us forever, even though sometimes we wish they could be. So there could have been somebody in your energy that instead of making the situation better, it made it worse. Just like a pill, it was making things worse. I do feel like you may have kind of grown cold to this person's energy. Maybe you no longer wish to entertain them. Maybe there's been some collateral damage. I feel like all your life you were really looking for somebody that kind of fit into your world, somebody that helped you to actually grow. And I do feel like whoever this person is to you, I do feel like they were a lesson. I feel like it was something that was difficult, it was challenging, but at the same time, these things were things that we had to learn. I do think that you could be wanting to maybe put yourself back out there. Maybe you're wanting to plan like a date or something. That's so weird. They're showing me like a singles mixer. I see a lot of people sitting at tables, maybe like speed dating, maybe trying to like get to know somebody really quick within like 2 minutes or something. So if you're participating in something like that, I do feel like you could meet somebody. It might go somewhere. I do think this person's having some sort of reconsideration, right? Maybe there's been like a big ending, divorces, things like that, separations. And I do feel like somebody thinks you work better together. However, you may not agree. I do think that you could have gone a little bit off the rails. I feel like you need to just focus on healing at this time. That song, Mama's Broken Heart, there's a verse in there that says that she cut her bangs with some rusty kitchen scissors. She numbed the pain, doing things that probably damaged her liver, things like that. So try not to go off the rails. Try and work through the process of healing. Somebody I feel like is coming into your life that you're just going to be glad that they exist. Like you just want to be in that same person's energy. I do feel like you might be running from your feelings. Maybe you're a little too good at goodbyes. Maybe you kind of tuck and run because of the hurt, because of the pain. Remember, sometimes pain allows us to remember that we're still alive, right? If you can feel pain, you know you're still there. Sometimes I feel like we cause ourselves harm, in a lot of different ways to feel something again, because maybe you've had to numb your feelings. But I do think that somebody new could be coming in. You might be looking for male or female, doesn't matter. The song's called A Woman Like You. Maybe you've been looking for somebody like a specific type or characteristics. And time after time, we want to close out old cycles so something new, something positive can come in. All right, Virgo, what's going on for you in your season? Spirit, show us what we need to see. Ooh, yep. So some past cycles could be repeating for you, right? We may need to actually close those things out. We do have the Empress. I feel like you could be either meeting a divine counterpart or you could have had a divine counterpart. Typically, I would say most of the time those are good relationships, although they can have issues, especially if it was a twin flame dynamic. There could definitely be some issues that need to be resolved. So I feel like there are going to be a lot of reminders, a lot of memories, things like that, that maybe a walk down memory lane is what they're giving me. So maybe you bump into an ex somehow. Maybe there is somebody from your past that you are hoping to rekindle things with. The Empress is the divine feminine energy. She symbolizes things like creativity, nurturing. They're giving me the word fulfillment, okay? Abundance and creation. So like pregnancy, things like that. So maybe you want to create a family with this person. I do feel like if you've been struggling financially, pay raises and things like that are coming in. So enough to be generous with others. But Spirit wants you to walk away from the things that aren't serving your highest good. Is it an ex that resurfaces that we need to walk away from? Are there some things in your life that aren't serving your highest good that it's time to actually leave behind? Spirit wants you to know that you are strong enough to overcome all of these challenges. I do feel like you are going to dig deep. You're going to find your courage. They're showing me the Cowardly Lion from Wizard of Oz. So I feel like your heart has always kind of led you astray, meaning that maybe you jumped in headfirst to something that you were unsure of. Maybe you didn't feel these people out before you really got heavily involved with them. But I do feel like Spirit is trying to show you that you're strong enough to overcome this, and you still need to find love in your heart. So I feel like that's a big lesson unfolding. Endings bring new beginnings, okay? So death, rebirth, transformation. You could be dealing with a Scorpio specifically. We have Leo as well, water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But we are transitioning out of this dark phase and we are going towards something better. So can you plan or set some goals for your future? Short, medium, long-term goals. What do you want and how do you go about achieving those? You might be a lifelong learner. Spirit's telling me some of you may have graduated of the School of Hard Knocks. You could be hard-headed and stubborn. The Knight of Pentacles tells us that we are moving to greener pastures, so things are changing. You might be moving, traveling, or relocating for a job. You also may have an unexpected visitor arriving at your door. Somebody could express that they have feelings for you. I feel like this person may have a crush on you. Hear them out. They are genuine. They are not up to something that is scheming and conniving. I do feel like you're manifesting some things. So you have all of the tools at your disposal in order to create the life that you want. So stay positive and know that you can manifest what you want. The key to that is vibrating at the same frequency. So we have to heal what broke us. There's been lots of pain, lots of heartbreak. Maybe you're dealing with some grief, some sadness, some loss. So heal from that to work through those emotions because there is a brighter day ahead. And Spirit is trying to communicate that you will have to make a choice when it comes to love and relationships. Be cautious of who you get involved with because there is a snake on this card. I do feel like you could be dealing with somebody that you're not sure if they're on the up and up, so you want to use some caution. Bottom of this deck, we also have the Empress. So I do think some of you are actually going towards a divine counterpart. Male or female, doesn't matter. Maybe you're going to create a life with this person. Maybe there's some creative pursuits or ventures. Again, we have the Six of Cups. So we are overcoming some sort of past. We also have confusion. We also have the Two of Cups. So I do think that you were in a long-term commitment or even potentially married to this person. I do feel like that's also a possibility for your future. Again, if you put yourself back out there, I do think that you are going to find somebody that is a good match for you. But you need to use some caution. You also need to be smart. The King of Swords is not a great opponent. He's somebody that I wouldn't want to be my enemy. However, he is somebody that I feel like is really logical. So he could help you to achieve some sort of goal. Again, confirmation, we do have money coming in, pay raise, promotion, unexpected money coming to you, enough to share the wealth with others. So if you've been struggling financially, know that that is exiting your life because you are starting to heal. You could be connected to a water sign, a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, somebody who's very intuitive, very tapped in, also very nurturing. I feel like between the Empress and the Queen of Cups, they're both extremely loving, very gentle, very nurturing. They have great qualities that would make partnership really thrive. What else do we need to see for Virgo? We have the Sun in reverse. So I do feel like you've been through the ringer when it comes to love. I do feel like you've had a lot of disappointments in the past. I feel like maybe you jumped into things that you should have slowed down. So this is a caution for you to slow down. I do think that you have the potential for new love coming in. But are you ready? Are you healed enough for that to happen? And it may take you by surprise. Either you could be bringing an offer to somebody that surprises them, or vice versa. It could take you by surprise and come out of the blue. How does their season end, Spirit? What do we need to know for Virgos? What's going on for the conclusion? Thank you. Ooh, okay. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, followed by the Three of Swords, followed by the Tower. Spirit's trying to acknowledge that if you are willing to do the work on you and focus on your healing instead of your pain, the change will be dramatic in your life, and it brings you everything that you could want. I always say that the Wheel of Fortune is not only money, right? It is money, but it's not only money. It's success, it's recognition. It's also having your cake and eating it too. It's also a card telling us that good luck is on your side and it's fated, or it's destined to find you. So you've got a lot of work to put in during your season. However, the work will heavily be rewarded with love and money. Have a great season.